Pattern number 28, Half Cap for Wearing Under a Bonnet, from Exercises in Knitting. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Read by Betsy Bush, in Marquette, Michigan, October 2007. Exercises in Knitting by Cornelia Mee. Pattern 28, Half Cap for Wearing Under a Bonnet. Pins number 14. Cast on 119 stitches. Knit 2 plain rows with the colored wool, join the white, and knit 2 plain rows. Next row. Make a stitch, seam 2 stitches together, make a stitch, seam 2 together, and so on. Knit another plain row of white, knit 2 plain rows of colored, then join the white. That finishes the border round the top of the cap. First row. Knit 4 plain stitches, make a stitch, knit 3 stitches together, make a stitch, knit 4 plain stitches, make a stitch, knit 3 stitches together, make a stitch, knit 4 plain stitches, and so on to the end of the row. Second row. Seamed. Third row. Knit the same as the first, and continue with these 2 rows alternately for 10 rows. Then slip off 28 stitches onto another needle. Then knit the remaining stitches backwards and forwards for 16 rows, increasing 1 stitch at the beginning of each of the last 8 rows. Join the colored wool and knit 2 plain rows, then 2 rows of white. Next row. Make a stitch, seam 2 together, make a stitch, seam 2 together, and so on. Knit 1 plain row of white, then take up the 28 stitches at the back, and the stitches on each side. Knit 2 plain rows of colored all round, and cast off the stitches. Then run a ribbon of the same color as the wool through the holes of the border around the back and front of the cap. End of Pattern 28.